Hello, everyone. It's Brandon Scott, and with me, the Molson Territorial Manager of Sudbury Plus area, Jeff Fenerty. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, happy to be here, and we're doing okay. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, perfect. One thing that pops into my mind is how different your job must be so far through COVID-19 right now. I know just from talking to you before this interview, you said that you're missing a lot of the fun stuff of your job right now.
Yeah, a lot of the fun stuff has vanished on us, unfortunately, for the time being. Obviously, Molson's is a big participator and sponsor of a lot of different sporting events, so we offer a pretty exciting experience for a lot of our customers, whether it's a local sporting event like the Sudbury Wolves or the Five, or a major event down in the Toronto area like the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Ottawa Senators. So we're missing out on a lot of those fun things that we used to do, that's for sure, with our customers.
hmm And you were telling me that you kind of worked out the deal to bring the beer to the arena for the game nights. How much beer do our fans go through at these games?
Well, it's amazing how much beer is does go through the community center at the Wolves games and at the Five. Um, they are actually the top account of mine as far as on premise goes, where beer sales are done. To put it into perspective, they're larger than five or six of the outlying liquor store for total beer sales, and they're larger than some of the smaller beer stores in the region as well. So we go through an awful lot of beer at the Wolves games and the Five.
Yeah, and I guess you couldn't tell me which fan base drinks more beer then.
It's a tough call on which one drinks more, but since the Wolves have more home games, I'd have to give the edge to the Wolves.
Yeah, so I guess that's one advantage for the Sudbury Wolves right there. Uh, but Jeff, you were telling me you're big fans of the Wolves and the Five. You grew up in this Sudbury area. Uh, Tell me, what's it like for you sitting courtside at a Sudbury Five game?
Yeah, I have never seen a pro basketball game before until I actually got a chance to sit courtside at the Five game, and I got to tell you, I went to that first exhibition game before the season started. It was the most exciting thing that I've seen from a sporting event any level here in Sudbury. The quality of the athletes in that Five game, absolutely amazing. I mean, they all play a high level of college ball, and they're very close to the professional level that you see on TV. Amazing how good they were. Game went back and forth, and in the end, Sudbury prevailed. So it was a really great night.
Yeah, one of my favorite things from this past season was watching all the alley oops, Braylon Rayson feeding Marlon Johnson. To me, it just doesn't get better than a dunk.
These guys are unbelievably high quality athletes. It's the type of athlete you just don't get that. We're so lucky to have it here in Sudbury. It's amazing.
And then on the flip side, when the ice is back into the arena at a Sudbury Wolves game, what do you think of this past season?
Well, what can you say? I mean, when you got Byfield, I mean, he is just an absolute powerhouse player. Wait, I think he's a little bit underrated for where he'll end up in the draft because of some of his injuries that he had. But I've played a lot of hockey in my days, and I've never seen somebody with that much skill. If I was drafting, and maybe I'm a little biased because of his size, I would take Byfield number one overall. I think he's got the potential to roll into one of those Yarmer, Yager, Mario Lemieux type players down the road.
hmm And tell me, if you had to describe Quentin Byfield to just a guy that hasn't yet been to a Wolves game, how do you describe him?
Uh, you describe him as somebody that's going to control the game and dominate on the ice. It's like a man playing against boys when he's out there. So if you're into fantastic plays, feather passes, amazing shots, just a real power thinker as to how things happen on the ice. He is a show and a half to watch, just watching him in the lineup.
And of course, when next season rolls around, hopefully we get to watch him still. But you were telling me there's some big promotions coming up this fall. I don't.
Right. So one of the things we love to do to help promote the team locally, when I'm involved in all of my bars, we like to run programs that get the customers of the bars an opportunity to come and watch the Wolves or to come and watch the Sudbury Five. And you probably have a little bit of my documentation there of some of the posters. So when you're out at your local pub or restaurant in the fall, be sure to watch for the posters in the window that'll say daily Sudbury Wolves tickets available here for draws, and daily tickets for the Five as well. So we'll have lots of great promotions throughout the community involving the team and ways for people to get to the game for free.
And Jeff, tell me that you guys have a new beer coming out. What's in store?
Right. So one of our newest brands that's coming out, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's the Coors Organic product of ours. That's another great brew by Molson's. It's actually made with hops that come from Northern Ontario. So that's pretty exciting. So if you want to taste something locally, that it would be this Coors Organic brew. It's got 90 calories and it's only got 4 carbs in it, and it's a lighter brand of the Coors brand of beer. So look for that new one at the beer store when you're out there in the market.
Mm-hmm. And before that, I want to go back to right now. It seems like every time I drive past a beer store, there's always a bit of a lineup outside. Are beer sales up or down during this time?
Yeah, it looks confusing. It looks like we'd be killing it, knocking it out of the park. But the fact is, we're actually pretty much level um, on a beer sales versus last year. And the reason being is because people aren't going out to drink, but people are drinking more at home. So the amount of beer sales that we've lost at the restaurants and the bars and the Wolves games is being made up by the home consumer, so that beer sales really haven't tapered off. They're pretty much level or a little bit above last year's sales.
Mm-hmm. And with you working so much in beer, do you have like a go-to beer that you just your favorite to drink?
Well, my absolute favorite beer to drink is Miller Lite. And the only reason I say that is because it's a low carb beer. It only has 3 carbs and 90 calories in it. So it's an amazing product. One of the top beers in the United States, and it's under promoted here in Canada. So a lot of people aren't that familiar with it or haven't had one. But if you're looking for a great liquid that's easy to drink, Miller Lite is an awesome choice.
Well, you heard it here first. Jeff recommends Miller Lite to everybody to enjoy for this upcoming summer. Thank you again for joining me on this video chat.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
No problem.